Hey guys, Greg again, and yes, Automation Empire is today's topic. I don't know how far we were. I do want to tell you this. I did something really dumb. Kind of had 7 or 8 videos made, and I did something really dumb and deleted them. Yeah, one of those where you're sitting there going, oh, everything's cool. You know, I'll just throw these over in the recycle bin, remake the folder, and then I'll restore them, and then hit empty recycle bin before you do it. It really does stupid things like deletes shit you wanted to keep. So yeah, okay, now that that's over with. This time what we're going to do is we're going to talk about factories. Size matters. Okay? Girls will tell you size does not matter. Wrong answer. People will tell you size doesn't matter. You're a big person inside. Yeah, right. Okay. Yeah, go through life being short. It's not fun. I'm not short, by the way. My wife is. She's 5'1". But what we're doing right now, and I'm trying to zoom out from it because I don't like that whirring sound. It's the factory sound. What I wanted to talk to you about. This is my minimum size factory. Okay. As a matter of fact, let's just get rid of it. Okay. That's what's really nice when you're just thinking about things. Okay. We do know that we're going to have one, two. Remember to put them one space apart so that you can put the little tube in between them. Alright, that should be far enough. And we'll hook them together just for shits and giggles. Not that we got that much product rolling in right this moment. But I digress. Now, what we're doing is we're scoping out exactly, and I had to turn off the research because I put down 2 rows of trucks instead of just one. I guess I can get rid of one of these on each one. That would help. That'll slow stuff down. Come on, get out of there. That truck is really going to have nowhere to go anyway. So we'll just let him on his merry way. Alright. Why those guys aren't moving, I don't know. Oh, they're missing one box. But anyhow, I'm going to slow the transportation down just 1 lane, maybe 2. Because we're running out of product and empty trucks are sitting there forever. You can only have so many trucks in play anyway. You got 5 spots. You can only have 5 trucks in the screen at a time. So, I mean, it might be a little different, but not much. But I'm noticing they're not spawning out real fast. Anyhow, what we're looking at right now is factory size. Okay, let's get back on topic. Factory size. There are people out there that will tell you, okay, and I'm not trying to be a jerk. They will tell you that's the perfect size starter factory. Okay, a 4x4. Yes, you can make it into a starter factory. Yes, you can actually make it pump out 1 or 2 box makers full of coal. But eventually, you're going to have to do this little number right here. Doink, doink. So, okay, it's bigger go home time. Okay, and this is my theory. If I build it big the first time, I don't have to do stupid things like rebuild and rebuild and rebuild and rebuild and rebuild. I can build it one time. I can add on to it as I make money. Or in this case, as I'm talking, I'm making several $1,000s. But I'm not going to have to tear it down every time I turn around. Yes, I'm putting it a little close to the road, but I want it as long as I possibly can get it. Oops. I hit X. Anyhow, back to what we were doing. Okay, and if you get right back on and you're still clicked on, it will come back. So what we're going to do is we're going to make it as long as possible. I don't know how many that is, 16 or 18. But I have found, this is 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 is pretty much the perfect number. You can get away with 9 or 8. It's a little more congested. Let's do an experiment. Okay, I think I can get away with 8. Let's give it a whirl. Okay. Now, what we're going to do is we're just going to make ourselves a little temporary. Okay, now we got to have one for the filler. And then we have to have one for this bad boy. And this is how you learn. Okay? There are people out there that will say, "Oh, geez, man, you know, I did this and I did this and I did this," and you're sitting there going, "What the hell did he say?" I'm going to turn y'all's effects down just a little bit because that bothers me. So you don't have to listen to that whirring noise. It's annoying. You can set the box maker down like that and feed the box maker immediately out of, or feed the refiner immediately out of the box maker. That saves you 1 cube, but here's the drawback to it. You cannot run 2 lanes side by side. So you always have to, and I'm sorry to say it, but you always have to put that one in there so that your I'm looking for the word, so that your refiner can your transfer mechanism in your conveyor belts, this guy right here, so that this guy can reach in there and grab a box. Okay? Because if he can't reach in there, you're screwed. Okay? Now, I don't know how close we can get to the front end of the refiner, but we're going to give it a whirl with just one. Okay? And then we're going to put this dude down because we have to. Okay? And see, we're running out of room already. We've got to have 4, and this is going to be really rough. Okay, so now let's say, okay, we got to put down 2 here, because you got to have 1 to run it one direction, 1 to run it the other direction, because remember we got the discharge up the side, and then we have, and this is all theory, guys, this is all theory, this isn't how it's actually made. But we got to have this bad boy, and then we got to have that bad boy. See, we ran out of room. We're actually a tile, and we're a tile short. So 8 doesn't cut it. 9 will work, but it's cramped. Okay, so if you're wanting to save money, 9 will work, but 10's better. Okay. So that theory's all done, said, and over with. Let's get rid of that. So we want to go 10 by however long we can make it. And I can already tell you it costs $160,000 to make the barn. So just keep that number in your head. Let's move 1 off the research bins. And then we're going to fly down here as long as we can make it, and we're going to slide out here until it costs $160,000. And now that we've got that, voila, Okay, now we can build a true factory now and not have to worry about it. There's that whirring noise. I hate that. It's like, you know, somebody left the fans running. And when you pick up items, it stops it. It's the only thing I don't like. I can back off it a little bit so I can just see. But it's like, you know, you're picking up everything. You're picking up the box makers. You know, it's up to you. It echoes and shit. So, anyhow, let's get back to building. We're going to make our loop. We already know how to do this, so this should be no surprise. We're going to go to there, cat pond to there, and that puts our loop inside. Gonna go get our barrel. It goes one up, and I was wrong. It's two that it takes up. Wait a minute, did I do that wrong? Oh, hell yes I did. See, I just screwed up. If you don't screw up playing a game, okay, and this is what aggravates me. There are people that'll say, oh, I never mess up in a game. Liar. I screw up all the time. Okay? Anybody that tells you they don't screw up in a game, okay, Mr. Perfect, come show me how. Okay, because I want to see it. Doesn't work like that most of the time. Okay? I screw up left and right, and I know I screw up, so, you know, I'm not totally stupid. Let's see if I can do this without falling up the works. Alright, we got enough for two sets of lanes. Let's get these bad boys down. Twist. And remember I told you it doesn't matter which way those point when they're in between the tubs. It doesn't. It does not matter. Now we're going to take and get box makers. And don't worry about the no electricity thing because we're not making parts yet. We don't even have conveyors or none of that jolly jazz fixed up. And you see what I'm doing? Because we're doing this right here. Watch. Boom, 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 boom. Okay, now we have, instead of just 4 lanes running, we have 8. We've, number one, doubled our capacity, and we now have the ability to set 8 refiners. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4. That's one set of lanes. 5, 6, 7, 8. Don't get too close to the side. You see how many I was off? 1 tile, and I wouldn't have been able to set it. So now we can actually set, and this is the fun part, we can set our tubs down on the far end to where they work. And I'm just steadily gaining money sitting here talking to y'all. Usually I'm building my brains out. I don't want to take the feed from here, but I can. Because I can set my tubs in the same spot that I set in the other side just as simply because of the mechanics of the game. Okay, so we're going to make our little arch like we normally do. And we can set down one that fills the train because we're getting rid of the product. Then remember I said Doesn't matter which way they go. Watch. They'll still fill up, all of them. Between tubs, it doesn't matter. To a machine, it does. Because you have to feed it toward the machine. The tubs, they go up, they go down, it doesn't really matter. Now we're going to do our, wait a minute. I want to do my 2 pickups. And your 2 pickups are going to be on, getting happy with that trigger finger. There and there. Okay, everybody's sitting there going, oh, what do you do that for? Watch. This is such a slick trick. Okay, and I'm going to tell you right now, I love this because you don't lose product. Okay, you don't lose product. That is the whole purpose of setting up your factory this way. Okay, you won't lose things. You know how a full box goes down the tube? Well, that's one box you could have shipped and made money on. And that's our last one. Okay, there's one loop. Come on. 2 loops. Done deal. And we need another one. There. There. One of these on the end of each one of those. Come on. Now, if you remember, this is where I tell everybody, stop. Set these. Because if you don't, you'll forget it and you'll start throwing. When your factory ends up making more, it's none, then hit that one, dum-dum. If these fill up with loaded containers, they'll go over there and they'll jam up. Because you're not setting those to empty cartons only. So it'll go to the end just like it will out front. It'll jam. Now, to there, to there, to there, to there. It's nice, neat, and clean. And this is your starter factory. It's like any place in the world that you would go to a warehouse, and the warehouse is going to have unused area. What the dogfish? Oh. You watched me do it again, didn't you? And you didn't say anything. What did I do? Okay, I'll show you what I did. Instead of getting that one, I got that one. Those, what do they call that? Transfer claw. The transfer claw will not work on either one of the rolling belts. That continuously rolling belt you see right there, they will not work on them. Period. End of caption, end of story. Game over, you just messed up. Which I did. So, you get to see me fix my screw up. Okay? Simple as that. We've picked all that up. Besides, these are a lot cheaper. These are only $200 a section. Those others are like $2,000 a section. $2,500, I think. Yeah, they're $2,500 a section. So we got some money back. Whew. Now these guys will set. There we go. Okay, your little mini startup is done. It doesn't take long to build this. Okay, now you've got all that room to expand it out. As you're putting more coal into it, more coal ore, you have the opportunity to take and make it huge. So what you do back here, here's your tricks. Here's another little helpful hint. Don't mess up. You don't need to research any more of that ore. You need to research coal. So stockpiles don't have to be in the little tubs or the big. It doesn't matter which tub you use as field storage. Okay, and you want this one to drop, not to pick up. You want that one to pick up and that one to drop. Then you're going to put your little train in there. Usually 9 or 10 cars. 9 works. Somehow that looks weird. I actually got 10, 11 in there. I don't like it like that. 10 works. Okay, so we got our cars in there, and we got our little pinwheel going. Okay, go down here, do the same thing, and here's where the fun begins. Hopefully, we struck gold and hit the identity. We did. Holy Jesus. I haven't done that in a long time. You'll see what I'm talking about here in a second. Okay, you come out here and you make your little run, one back, in, done deal. This is scary. I hit it right on target. I didn't have to jack with these containers, moving them back and forth and putting 2 or a 1 or a 3 in it, or changing tubs or whatever. I hit it right on the mark. So, hey, just color me good at this, I guess. I don't know. That was pure luck. Usually I'm jacking with it for an hour. Okay, this guy's done. This clown's done. We're going to get rid of them because we're going to make a change. Okay? We're no longer going to pick up from over there. Get rid of that phone pole. Drag out the phone poles because we're going to do this. I want it to hook into that power line. I really don't care if it hooks into the box makers, but I'd want it to power our factory. Okay, so now we have our factory is powered. It's making a different noise now, if you notice. Now I want to take and get this somewhere that I can pick it up and bring it over here relatively calmly. So we're going to take and we're going to set down. Seeing as we got the money, we might as well do it. And we want it to pick up and transfer. So there. Now we're going to come over here. We're going to let it pick up the last of the coal ore that's on the car, and then we're going to take this one and shut it off. We're actually going to get rid of it. It's gone. Okay, now we can convert over to our new side right here. We got 11 in that one because there's a little more straight sections to it. And we need a spur. Over there. And I'm making it one bigger for a reason, because if my aim is off, then we don't have to do a lot of adjusting. I want it to fill the car here. Okay, we want it to fill the car there. So let's throw a couple cars on there. Just to make sure we're doing it right. Okay. And then we're going to come down here. Get rid of that. Pick up our tracks. Set it there. This one we want to pick up. Yeah. We're cooking with gas, boys and girls. We're cooking with gas. Now we go back up here. Turn our track. Run down here. Make our connection. We have our loop. Now we can take and put about 10 on there. And we got 10 on there. This will automatically convert. Okay? This will automatically convert, because you see now they're out of the coal ore, and we're going to have trucks going past now. But now coal, real coal, higher cost, higher gain on money. Now they're going to fight over it. So now we're using our factory. Okay, that's how you convert over. It's relatively easy. Okay. Box makers are running. Refiners are refining. Our throwaway box containers are picking up empties and throwing them over. Getting rid of them. And yeah, it's kind of a pain in the ass having to go from raw product to boxes, then back out to raw product again, and then box makers again. It seems a little bit stupid, but they won't let you run through the wall with either type of conveyor, which I think is wrong. I mean, really, if it were me, you know, stick the refiner right there and let it come straight out with a unload conveyor. But hey, that's the way the game's designed. So we've got coal being made, regular good old coal. We're filling up our mine cars over here. We're making money. Okay, so we're back to making money. We're not keeping up with the traffic yet, but we're doing better. Okay, because we got trains running. We got trucks running. Our little stupid robots are doing their thing. But now I'm going to sit over the top of this for a minute so that you can see what it looks like. Okay, always remember to get that claw transfer there, and it's in between the box maker and the refiner. Now you can do this, you know, make just 4 lanes and only have 4 refiners running, but I'm going to tell you what, it doesn't spit out half the coal. Okay, because these guys will pick up 1 coal each, and then it'll throw the excess over to these, and it keeps them going. Okay, you'll actually have a backup at times on the 4th one. This one here, you'll get a backup at times to where that is truthfully asking for coal and it's not getting it. Okay? Or that it's got too much coal and it's running out into the front. But this is the most efficient way I've ever seen. Okay, and the little trick here, I'll show it to you on this line. If you shut that off, now you notice a full box is going past. Notice that transfer claw on the box disposal is not picking that up. And what we're doing is actually filling that row up, because you see it's making more. It's going to come all the way out to the transfer claw. The only problem is the next one jams in the throat of the refiner. Now the refiners, come on, one more. I'm going to get it where the refiners all stop. You see it go up and up and down, up and down, up and down. It takes a couple minutes for it to happen, because that one refiner's got to fill up. So that line is totally full when that refiner stops and that next box pops out. So now we've got a full line. Okay, boxes and everything. Let's turn that back on so it starts picking up, and it'll start getting rid of boxes. We did not lose one bit of product. Okay, leaving it sit too long in the refiners, yes, we'll turn it to carbon. If you have water on the building, you don't want to do that, so don't water your coal. Don't make that mistake. I did once. That was teetotal nightmare. I had to set the spout, or actually I had to set, I figured out how to get around it to get the carbon off the line, but you have to keep your bins full. If you don't keep your bins full, and you can actually do these to where it doesn't accept certain items. You know, if you tell it any or none, okay, now you tell it coal only, it will only allow coal in there. Okay, but if you tell it this is what I was getting, if you tell it carbon, it won't do it in the present. Let's do that. If you tell it you only want iron in that bin, then it won't even pick the coal up. So that's how you do that. But I had to go and change these to where they wouldn't accept the carbon, so the carbon would go out to discharge. And then I finally figured out, hey, stupid, just take the water off the building. Makes things run faster, but it doesn't. It doesn't. And you'll see what I mean about water in later episodes of this. But as you can see, we're pumping out product. We're keeping a few of them busy. They're keeping the truck lanes empty. We're doing good. Okay? So we're matching production. Right now we're matching production. I want abundance. Okay? Because now we really want to research this. So here we go again with our research area. This is what I use for a research area on coal. You only need to research a little bit of coal, but in the beginning it's probably all you're going to be able to research until you get your iron set up and your you'll have to get iron and gold set up so that you can get those three researched out, because there are unlocks in here. It's like your next one for the claw train, you just have to meet that, which we already have, so we can actually get the claw train, but you have to have gold for this one. These are Oh my God. These are a lifesaver. I honestly figured out how to run the combiners without using the remote connectors. It's a pain in the butt, but it can be done. Because they're a 3 outlet, not a 2. They've got an outlet on either side and then one at the front. And it can be a major pain. Trick is to set up your feed lines on a train and have your train to each one do it, and then you have to use conveyors to get it away, and there's all kinds of little tricks to do it. It's a pain in the neck, and you can only run like 4 or 5 of them in a factory, and I'm talking about a pretty good size factory, not a huge one, but it's I toyed with it. I didn't like it. It put me off because you have to use, truthfully, to do it correctly, you have to use a box maker and a robot to transfer your finished product to do it correctly. So that can be a major pain in the ass. But that's where I'm going to wrap this one up. I wanted you to see this, how this works, because it's very simple to make. There is no waste. In other words, if this all fills up and gets production overrunning transportation, then this will fill up, then these will make, but they won't throw it away. A lot of the other ones, there is waste. Others, there isn't, okay? I've seen different setups. This is the most efficient for the claw transfer. When you get the connectors, there's really no way to do a no waste on those that I've found. I guess there is if I wanted to do one of the claw transfers and have a box sitting there that it just doesn't grab. It would only accept that, but I don't think I can work that out. I've got to sit down and play with that one. Other than that, that's the coal. I'm going to do a little bit of El Grindo off camera, but what we're going to do, and I want you to see this map before we go, and to speed up your moves, this is iron. Hold down shift and you move quicker. That's iron. This is coal. And this map is not small by any chance. I mean, here, let me zoom out quite a ways. And we'll kick down. This is the back of the map. This is gold. That's more coal. There's only 4 or 5 places you can get coal on this map, but you want to lock it all in and transport it all to your coal factory, because you can only do stuff with refined stuff. Your oil has to be refined. This is all oil over here. All this here is oil. Okay, so it's not really a spoiler. If you use this map, it's called open space. It's definitely worth it. This is 5 veins of coal. This is gold, 6 nodes. There's only 2 places to get gold on the map, is here and down here at the bottom. I call this the bottom. It's actually the side, whatever. I mean, if you're counting it as north, south, east, and west, this is the west edge, but that's the only other gold I know of. And I haven't, found, I think there's 3. That wasn't gold, was it? I have to zoom down on it to find out what it is. That ain't nothing. That's iron. That's coal. This is gold. There's 6 down here and 6 up top. Because you run over here into the coal and you're at the edge of the map right here. Point. You can't go any further. There's nothing up on top, and you can't build on the slopes either. So, if you've been playing the game, you actually know you can't build on the slopes. This is iron, and this is iron. So your iron plant, you can actually set it right behind this. I don't, because I don't feel like bringing tons of crap to one spot. But shipping iron, you get more money. Shipping gold, you get more money. Your recipes, this is your tonnage, what they all weigh. Everything weighs 10 all the way until you get to carbon. Because coal weighs 10, gold weighs 10, iron weighs 10, and oil weighs 10. This is why you weren't making any money, because all your minor ores aren't worth a lot, and they only give you a little bit for them anyway, because these are the prices that they're paying. If you notice, unrefined is only like 800. The best one is iron ore and gold ore. These up here, you know, coal and all of them all make quite a bit. Now you want to ship crude or regular oil. Oil pays a whole lot better. But you can see our trucks are running. We had an empty one leave, so that meant we were jammed up. So we ran out of product. So we actually need to add to production, because we see we're empty. We're doing in, out, in, out, in, out. We want to fill that up. Little trick, make these lines between tanks one level high, because in here, actually here, you can speed up your train as long as it's elevated. It's called highway minecart. Highway means elevated. Makes sense. You can speed up the speed of your robots. You can speed up your claw trains, and you can add more cars, add more claws, speed up the truck interval. You know, you can take time off of how long it waits. All this good stuff. So there's a lot of things you can do to increase transportation. Increasing production is just mining more. When you finally get water, it jumps your production up by 30%. So instead of something taking, like that mine takes 10 seconds, it will take 7. Okay, so you'll see the difference when we go to water. For now, that's going to be it, and I hope I helped you. Enjoy Automation Empire. I really love this game because I'm not fighting things, I'm just building. And for all you builders out there, hey, thanks for watching. Hit subscribe, pop a like, add a comment. Sorry I lost all that content, because I was planning on just putting a blizzard of stuff out there. And I'm going to give a shout out to Ricky. Thanks for subscribing. Appreciate it. He knows who he is. So, hey, until the next time, what's my favorite saying? Night night all. Have a good one.